Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's Smackdown review and opinions video. So I just recorded Unseen and my voice was really going at the end. So I've just had a bit of water, I've just had a throat sweet. I'm kind of confident that we can get through this, but we probably don't have much time to mess around. So let's go straight into the match scores. The triple threat, the women's triple threat to start the show, good 96. Fraxiom against DIY, great 62. There were moments in there where I think Nathan was so quick, he was a bit too quick even for himself, where he was kind of overshooting things and kind of, there was a few moments that were a little bit off. But I just think people really appreciate the pace of that match. They appreciate the ambition of that match, the drama of that match as well. Like, you couldn't not watch it. It was very, very good. Alestair Black against Carmelo Hayes, good 96. And then for me, this is where the show dropped off until the main event. Jimmy Solo, Ray Fenix, good 82%. That match just was not it. Then we did JC, and I'm expecting a lot of people to talk about JC, formerly known as, of course, as Jeff Cobb. He took on LA Knight. And I like the fact they were like, let's do this match now. I think that was really good. But this match, again, was not it. Good 86%. Maybe it's hard, isn't it? Because Jacob has got that aura. I don't think they want to out-aura Jacob. But then how do you use Jeff Cobb or JC? How do you use him? Like, it's really difficult to know kind of how he fits in to the picture. So, I don't know, perhaps he'll get a bit cooler once Jacob leaves. I kind of feel like these two might just be getting a little bit in each other's way whilst they're both in this group, kind of. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's clear that Jacob is pretty much out of this group by this point. We just got to pull the trigger. And we was almost there today. But that's when LA Knight came down. So it really feels like it's close. It really feels like we are going to pull that trigger. I hope we do that sooner rather than later. And then Tiffany Nia, I actually didn't have high hopes for this. That ending sequence is so good. That Annihilator is the best. Well, the most brutal Annihilator I've ever seen is the one she does to Lyra in the end of Queen of the Ring. I mean, that thing was horrific. This is right up there, though, because just the way it was delivered, like, I don't think there's a way that Nia could really hold her weight back. The way that this one was delivered, like, it was so good. And then for Tiffany to grab the rope to prevent the 3 count, because if she didn't grab that rope, that would have been a new champion. Then, of course, the chair spot with the drop kick and the bloods. I mean, yeah, you lot scored it great, 72. You actually put that main event ahead of Fraxiom DIY. So I think this is a real hard one to score. I'm thinking 6.5, 6.25, 6.5. I'm sort of around that ballpark. It's really, there's an hour in there that I would like to remove. There's an hour in there that I would like to change. But take that out, the rest of the show is pretty good, to be honest. So I think 6.25, 6.5 feels fair, right? Let's get into your comments, as I said, because I want to get through all of these before my voice packs up. So, Uncle Howdy Dreads, shout out to you. I followed you back on your new account, buds. 5 out of 10 for Uncle Howdy Dreads. Obviously very interesting what's next for Alexa and Charlotte as well. I'm sure we'll get into it as we get into the video. I just said in Unseen, I don't think this is now Alexa turning on Charlotte. Charlotte basically said, I don't need you. And Alexa's response was, we'll see about that. We'll see if you need me or not, which makes me think that next week Charlotte is gonna fail in her match, and I wonder then if she'll come to her senses that actually, oh no, I do need Alexa. Or is Alexa about to attack her next week? I can't quite get a read as to where it's going, to be honest. Homer, shout out to you. Said it was like watching anime. So Thank you. Carl said it felt a bit meh at times, but it was still good. And it was the best show of the week. LA Knight deserves better than job into the bloodline. Fraxiom DIY was awesome. Tiffany Nia was fire. Julia has arrived. She'd better win next week. Money in the bank. Beautiful madness in the bank. So, Carl, thank you. Pia said it was the best wrestling show of the week. Chanel said it was the best episode of SmackDown in a while. Matches were really good. Alexa had the best match of her career. What, tonight? I hope that she becomes a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. I'm happy Solo won. Tiffy is an absolute superstar. And here is a piece of really shocking info that might shock you. I can't believe they showed this. Tiffany ended Nia Jax's 153-day reign as women's champion by cashing in her Money in the Bank contract. Chanel, thank you. Brendan, shout out to you. Oh, Mitchell's a bit higher than me today. Said, I honestly thought it was pretty good. The in-ring action was much better. Loved Alexa winning. Solo winning was a surprise. The renaming of JC is going to take some getting used to. Julia going to SmackDown is confusing. Main event was fun. 7.25, 7.5. I think you're just a bit ahead of me. I think that it's that hour, really. It's the Jimmy Solo Fenix match. It's the JC LA Knight match. It's probably the ending of Alestair Carmelo as well. Like, I would much rather that be clean rather than the Miz getting involved. So that all of that there is what's knocked me down. And obviously, I think the triple threat could have been a little bit better at the start. That got good 96, which is fine. But that could have been a bit better. I do find the Jacob Solo stuff a bit frustrating because it's so clear that Jacob is done with that group. I mean, I don't even know why he's still hanging around with them, to be honest. He seems overly hostile towards them, you know? Like, it's not just that there's a little bit of, like, dirty looks and, okay, I hear you. It's not that. Like, he is actively outright just publicly disrespecting Solo, and Solo is just sort of taking it. But I kind of like that Solo now has clearly got a plan of his own with JC, and you know, there was a lot more emotion and emotives coming from Solo in that opening promo, but I'm still left kind of confused as to why Solo puts up with it. And I don't know. Yeah, part of that's the bit of that story that's kind of got me scratching my head. So I'm going to go 6.5. I'm going to go 6.5. I agree. This is up there with better than Raw. Raw was a dumpster fire for me. That thing 5.5, and it's lucky to get that. In regards to NXT, I actually quite enjoyed NXT. I quite enjoyed NXT. This was probably just ahead of it, though. Yeah. This was probably just, but I think it's, for me, quite close between the two. But Mitchell's got there being a bit more of a gap there, him, Mitchell, in the 7s. So, Mitchell, appreciate it. It's always good to get your thoughts because we're always very, very close. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said, I can't wait to see Fatu dog walk Solo. Great to see Alexa pushed. Fraxiom DIY killed it. That was match of the night. R-Truth for life. Yeah, I like the R-Truth promo, actually. That was good. Alexa is going to wreck Charlotte's life. Jeff Cobb is a beast. Main event was great. 6.5. Shout out to you. Great stream as always. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum. Shout out to you, buds. Las Vegas, Matt said, I can honestly say when you showcase the people that we want to see, it makes the show more enjoyable. Alexa, Tiffany, Julia, Fraxiom, Fenix, Fatu. It was much better than last week. But Ray Phoenix losing again is a head scratcher. And I think that LA Knight needs an NXT title run. Chris said, hello, Daze. Hello, Chris. Started out sick and it ended really sick. 6.5. Props to Nia and Tiffy time. Much better than I expected. I didn't really know Jeff Cobb until he arrived. My bad, JC. I mean, wasn't there a Barrio or someone back there like him to squash or something? It is true. I do think that he needed like a few jobber matches and then maybe build to an LA Knight match. This was not the right way to use him. This match did not get me hyped for him being in WWE, and I know there's a great wrestler there. I know. But it was a bad presentation, wasn't it? The Yeet God said, I'm going to score it 8.8, mainly for JC by the looks of it. Raymond said, Daze, my honest opinion about SmackDown was that it was very good. Every match I enjoyed. It was better than Raw, I agree, buds. My honest rating is 7.25. Shout out to you. See you for Monday Night Raw. I think that's a very fair score, honestly. Taker 1990 gives it a 7.5. Said the women's matches were the best matches. Overall, SmackDown was good. Cody said, F the fans. The fans booed him out the building on SmackDown before Mania and at Mania. So I don't blame him. Cena was right, because one day, out the blue, he got booed. So Taker 1990, shout out to you. Brady said, I'm so happy that Alexa Bliss won her match tonight and proved that she is still a threat to the women's division. I'll be interested to see if Alexa will eventually get Charlotte to be on her side, or will Alexa have someone else in her pocket? Do you know, it's one of those where I can see it going either way. I don't personally feel like it's a done deal. She's going to attack Charlotte now. I don't think that's a done deal. I do wonder if Charlotte loses next week and then kind of comes to her senses. I still think that's a path we could go down. So I will be very interested to see what we do next week. I actually low-key think Julia qualifies. I think Charlotte misses out. And I think then that's when Alexa's going to go back to her and say, are you ready to talk again? Craig said, great show, and thanks for putting out those brilliant unseens. Can you give me a shout out? Well, I can give you a shout out here, but yes, Craig Errington. Shout out to, or Elrington. Shout out to you, my friends. Thank you for the kind words. J Omega said 7.5 out of 10. It was some good shiz tonight. Wyndham is Eternal said it was a pretty good show overall. Great finish to that main event. Good matches mixed in with things that are setting up storylines in the near future. Could have done without full entrances for all members of the 2 triple threat matches. And how was it a no contest between Mello and Black and not a DQ? Oh, I actually didn't catch that. So it was a no contest. Well, I have no idea. I thought it was a DQ. Yo, Tighten Up said, twisted. Johnny said, the majority of the show felt very slow. The open and final minutes of the main event were great, so 6 out of 10. That surely means Julia in the Wyatt 6, right? I don't think so. But, yeah, that is the kind of logic that some people might employ. But, no, this is just Julia arriving to SmackDown. But I am very interested to know what's going on between these two. Kiki gives it 5 out of 3. Batman said it was a fun SmackDown this week. Batman, thank you. John Elite said, I'm glad that Julia's been called up. I don't like the name change for Jeff Cobb. I legit thought Nia was going to regain the title. I wonder how long Jacob with Jeff and Solo before being kicked out. And where are we going with Alexa and Charlotte? Wrestling fans since day one said DIY versus Fraxiom and Nia versus Tiffany were awesome. Everything was okay. Not crazy. Not the best SmackDown. So 5.75. Have a great night. See you Monday. Well, don't forget, wrestling fans since day one, we are doing Saturday night's main event watch along later tonight. So if you're around, but if not, I'll see you Monday. Last thing, do you think it's too soon for Julia to be called up? I don't know. I think it's difficult. I think we could have done more with her in NXT. She really was not there all that long. But I just think they're excited. I think they're excited. I think they want to get going with her. You know, she's in ring. She's very good. Promos is where we've got the challenge. But I think we're going to have that challenge in 2-3 months as well. So it's kind of like her presentation looks amazing. Her in-ring is amazing. But the bit that we're struggling with is the promos because of her English. Now, in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, that may have improved, but I don't know that it's going to be drastically improved to the point where let's delay the call-up, you know? I do agree. It's very, very soon. And listen, we're going to have to wait and see. The proof will be in the pudding, won't it? Honestly, I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, would I have done it? No, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have called her up at this point. But as we said, let's wait and see. Gio the Theo said Smackdown actually wasn't that bad. Main event was cool. Alexa winning was good. So overall, not a bad episode. Chanel said overall a 7 for me. I was getting restless during the final 2 men's matches, but the ending of the show certainly was the climax. We need more women's matches because they are cooking. That Nia and Tiffy match was blooming good fun. I'm going to change that word because it's a bad word. So, Chanel, thank you. Parker, Tiffy Time said, Daze, didn't really like SmackDown tonight. I only tuned in for you know who, and she is still champion. Let's go. I really enjoyed that Tiffany match. Man, has Tiffany, my goat, improved in the ring. But now I'm scared for June 7th because I know the cash-in on her is coming. Thoughts? Well, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. It really depends who's going to win. And obviously, once we know who's in, we'll have a better chance of understanding who's going to win. If it's a Raw superstar, then obviously Tiffy will be, I would imagine, okay. Even though I think you can cash in on either champ. Yeah, it's one of those. Listen, she got the title by cash-in. If someone cashes in on her, it's only going to be poetic justice. But I don't know. Let's wait and see who qualifies first. Kelly said, hello, Daddy Daze. SmackDown was not too bad tonight. I was torn on Alexa winning because I thought for sure Chelsea would win. How are you not putting her in the Money in the Bank match? You're not. Chelsea will find her way into that match. And that little promo with Alexa and Charlotte, it's getting interesting. Tag match with Fraxiom was really good. I enjoy watching them in the ring. And now we have Julia officially on SmackDown. Naomi looked totally insane and I love it. I just wish they would stop making her look weak by having her run from Jade all the time. I'm just going to leave it there. You know how I feel about Jade. I cannot wait for Jacob to annihilate Solo. The main event I almost didn't watch. Nia versus Tiffy, we have seen it many times before. But this was by far the best match of the night. Tiffy took some big bumps, as did Nia. I hope they're okay. This is the first time I think I've seen real emotion out of Tiffy. All in all, 7 out of 10. Kelly, thank you. That was a good comment. Lucas Molv said, solid show, and I believe Alexa and Charlotte's storyline is parallel to Bray and LA Knight. Bray wanted to be friends with LA Knight, and he rejected Bray, and they had a feud. That's how I think Alexa Charlotte's storyline will be, and that's how Wyatt 6 return. Interesting. Seth Gogards said, biggest takeaway is that Fraxiom is legit the first tag team in years who have debuted and can actually get over. They should keep winning over every other team on the roster. They'll get over. The iceberg cold reaction DIY got from the crowd was soul crushing. Larry said, Daze, SmackDown was good. Start was great with Alexa, Michin, Chelsea match fire. Then at some point, it just seemed to slow and lose steam. The last match of Nia Tiffy picked up the pace a bit. So 6-2-5. See you tomorrow for the Vault Saturday night's main event retro watch along. Larry, thank you, my friend. Norma gives it a 6 out of 10. Mary said overall it was a pretty good SmackDown, especially seeing Alexa Bliss win the qualifying match to Money in the Bank. I was hoping for the Wyatt 6, but hopefully next Friday they will be present at SmackDown, which falls on this very special day, the birthday of the great Bray Wyatt, says Mary. Ryan says 8 out of 10. Main event killed it. Tiffany absolutely destroyed Nia with that drop kick to the chair. Probably a top 3 women's match that I've seen all year. Fraxiom continues to impress. JC looked impressive on his in-ring WWE debut. Did you think so? That's interesting. X Desolation said it was okay. I like seeing Alexa a little more and surprised that they moved Julia to SmackDown so early. I'm sorry, I can't spell the names good. No, you're fine, mate. You're fine. Jim said mid at best. And Spiller said Daze, it was good. Love seeing Alexa. Better yet, in Money in the Bank match, which I think will be the seeds for the Wyatts, and they're going to get planted soon. Matches were good. Main event was better than I thought it would be. I'm going to give it 6.5. You and me, same page. So, Spiller, shout out to you. So, there we go. My voice has held. My voice has held. That is a big dub. And, yeah, we've managed to get through all the comments. That is another big dub. So a few kind of mixed thoughts there, but it seems like this was an acceptable show going on to being a very good show. And I agree, this was definitely one of the stronger episodes of the week, and I've got it miles ahead of Raw. So yeah, there we go. Good. On we move. So I kind of like some of the stories. I can't wait to see what Alexa Charlotte is going to do next week. We're cooking away with Jacob and Solo, but we do need to pull the trigger with that sooner rather than later. And we've got some more qualifying matches next week. So next week looks good as well. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.